Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's another day to create. I am, and forgive for some reason white on my camera. Any kind of, if I have white canvas, white paper, or whatever, it goes in and out of focus. So these are the papers I made in my last video that I copied off of Annie, and which were the ink blots. So you can see that in a prior video, in the video before this. Look how cool the texture is on these. And all I did was, put paint on one side, folded the paper. This is very inexpensive printer paper. And this is how they came out. And I didn't do too much because I'm going to use them as a background and then on my canvas. And then the white, I can, add different textures. So these will be my first layer. I'm going to use, I have Pam Carricker's mixed media adhesive, and it's water-based, and it's an adhesive, and I'm going to shake it up. I haven't quite decided. I kind of stayed with the same color palette, so that's one thing I did. I haven't quite decided. And it'll all depend on if this opens or not. Otherwise, I'm going to use something else. Okay. Got it open. I think I'm going to rip these. I folded them in half, obviously. So I think some of these I'm going to rip so they're not all in the same place. So, and I might even have extra left over. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to take my big brush, which is big. It is a Pro Swipe Creative Mark Filbert Power Krill number 12. I have no idea what that means, but I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to put on. Now, if you don't have, obviously, this mixed medium glue medium, the mixed media glue medium, you can use Mod Podge, Collage Podge, gel medium. I use white glue and water it down a little bit. Whatever you have, you can use. And I'm just going to lay this bad boy on here. Now, I've used this medium before. I haven't used it a lot because I don't particularly care for it. I know that's terrible to say. But you can see it doesn't grab. Like it's not, and I stirred it and I mixed it. It's just not like... And I don't want to use my gel medium, so I'm going to put another coat on here. And if it doesn't work, again, I'm going to have to get out my good old Mod Podge Collage Podge. This is just something I figured I'd do it on here since this is the base layer. Maybe I just had to put more of it down. There we go. And let's take the next piece. And I think I might rip this one going kind of that way. Save the other piece. And again, get a lot of it, because with this you have to use a lot of it. Maybe because it's water-based. And because it's so much, like there's water in it, it soaks in, plus the paper is printer paper. So that could very well be it. I just like a quick grabbing glue, the gel medium, for instance, or the Mod Podge, but I want to use this because I hate buying things and not using them. Plus, I'm going to put a top coat on it, so it doesn't matter. That one did better. So yes, definitely use much more than you think you'll use. So this is my next one. And I think I'm just going to tear this. I want to keep... I'm going to kind of do it sideways. So I'm just going to dip in and see how much we're using. It's a lot. Make sure you get your ends. Again, white school glue, water it down a little bit. You get the same. I have videos on my YouTube, so y'all who can't, get mixed medium, where's my brayer? Whoever you're, if you can't get mixed media, gel medium, or, Mod Podge or whatever, I know people have, money's tight and things get tight and you can't do it. Go to the dollar store and get white school glue, especially like Staples and all them now. Everybody's having great sales. So you can really, I'm going to tear this one in some different pieces to add. But you can really get them like very inexpensive, and it's how I like to stock up and when I stock up, because you can't beat it. The prices, and then you stock up and it doesn't go bad. And I use it for all kinds of stuff. I seal stuff with it. I get glue on my computer. So you can never, it's something that you can't have too much of. It's like toilet paper in a sense. You never can have too much toilet paper. So if you get a really great sale, why not buy extra toilet paper? I know. Odd things I talk about. I'm going to put some on this. You can see how liquidy this is. This is like the consistency of what your glue would be when you watered it down. So I just have to remind myself that when I go to use it. Again, because like I said, I hate wasting things I buy, so I really want to use it. And it's a great, once it's glued down, it's fine. It's working with it and getting that, because I'm so used to working with mixed mediums, the gel mediums and whatnot. You get used to. Now I have this great with the Delusions. Remember I stamped with the Delusions? And I love this one flower, so I'm going to tear it out. I think he's going to go there. You get used to using one product, and that happens to be much thicker. So, you don't happen to put as much on. But this product, you have to. So keep in mind, if you do buy it, you're going to need, you're going to go through it quite a bit and quickly, because it has a thinner consistency. That's why I say buy the white glue, school glue. Do y'all thing. Now I'm leaving some canvas showing through. I don't want those bubbles. Now because I used acrylic paint, I'm going to have to go with my brayer when I'm done here. Because I used my acrylic paint, it's not going to run. However, I used dilution spray with this, and you can see it running a little bit. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. What is bothering me is the bubbles. So I want to find something over here. A piece of something. I really like the sparkly purple, but then that's going to blend there. Maybe I'll do, let's see. Yeah, so I'm just going to tear that. Keep this piece, put my thing in there, do my thing. I like to tear the torn edges because when you go to do like your next layer or whatever you choose to do, it gives you the paint. Like the paint will like stick there in a sense. Now I have a big gap here. I don't know if I'm going to worry about that. Let's see if I can find a really cool little, maybe I'll do this little red piece right here. And take some of this white off because I don't need it. And I'll just put my glue on there. Look how much fun. It's like nothing. Let's just take it. And you got to get messy. Because what fun would it be if you did? Now, if you're using a glossy, which I recommend not using a glossy to do this, because we are kind of like painting over. That's why if you get a Mod Podge or your Collage Podge. Now, my Collage Podge I picked up was glossy. I need to get a regular matte one. This, however, is matte because it's water-based. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not going to have that glossy effect on it. My Mod Podge, like I said, is matte. And also, I have regular gel medium that's matte medium. The glue that you will use, the white school glue, will be matte. If you use glossy, and we go over this right now to seal everything down. That'll be fine. But what it's going to do is, and that might be the look you're going for, because I do that in some of my paintings. What will happen is it will protect the whole bottom layer. So all of this right here, whatever you put on top, will sit on top. So that might be the look that you're looking for. You can still go over it with more paper and paint, but this will not, like, nothing will soak in. So if we put some ink drops or paint or whatever, it won't sink in. So that's completely up to you and the look that you're looking for, and the kind of thing that you're looking for. So nothing's wrong. It's just understand that, and I learned the hard way on that. Now I'm just using my brayer just to make sure kind of everything's kind of down. And you can see how wet that glue is. And I just want to make sure. And if you have air bubbles, honestly, at the end, it just adds texture. It doesn't matter to me. And then I did see a thing where it was lifting right here. So I see this is lifting. And I'm just going to put a little bit more. These were so fun to do. I might do these. I told my daughter she's going to have to come down and us do a bunch of these. Because everybody has a different way of doing it and different color palettes they like. And, you know, I mean, how fun. And because my daughter thinks she's not talented, and she's so talented. I have a painting here, a charcoal drawing that she did. I'm going to have to take a picture and post it. I have the picture, I think, maybe on my Facebook, or show it when because I have a couple of things I'm going to come on, do a video on later and show. So I'm just kind of going over it real quick. Not going to be too worried. Oh my God, I'm seeing this on the camera because it's different when you're sitting right on top. I really got to put my easel up. I have like this awesome easel, and I have to put it up and like set it up so the camera can you know, videotape me from behind, because everybody wants to see me from behind. And so I can paint, because it's so different seeing this in the camera on the screen than it is like sitting on top of it. So that is, I hope I have my water here. Yes. So I'm just scraping off the rest of it. A little bit blues coming. I love the way this ran with the dilutions. But now we have to let this dry. You can do several things at this moment. You can, 1 second here. I can't talk and do. I'm going to show you this one more time in case you're interested. It's a Deravan Pam Characters mixed media adhesive. It's water-based. I do use it. Again, like I said, it's much much more fluid-like than gel medium, which I think is fine. You just have to know that going in. When I bought it, I thought it was going to be thicker, and it's not. But it's like your Mod Podge and everything else, if you're interested. If not, like I said, you have many options of what to do. Now, you could take your heat gun to speed it up a little bit. Now, I see my texture here, and it's kind of far away, but I can see where my glue's kind of like, I just kind of want to blot it a little bit because I love that texture that I got on these two. But you can just sit and blow dry with your heat gun. And if it lifts up when you dry, you know, don't keep the heat in one place. You can use a hair dryer, which if you don't have a heat gun, use a hair dryer. The only reason you need a heat gun, really, when you're doing anything to this nature, I'm not going to bore you with that. The only reason you really need a heat gun, and I love my heat gun. This is like my third one because I go through them like crazy. But heat guns are great for embossing. So, you know, I like having a heat gun because I love to emboss. If you don't emboss, then go to the thrift store or use your hair dryer and, you know, put it on. You don't have the direct hot heat like this, and it would dry just as easy, just as simple. And you're in business. You don't have to go spend money and say, oh, I got to have a heat gun because I have to dry it. Now, another thing I love to do is like, how do I explain this? Like, okay, I'm doing a canvas and, you do your stuff for the day and you're sitting there and you know that you want to work on a painting the next day and you want to start the background. You love doing layers. So I would do this maybe before I was done for the night. So it would dry overnight. So when I got up the next morning, if you don't have a heating device, you know what I mean, to dry it. And then when you get up in the morning, it's completely dry. And then you can go on to your next layer. Again, your hair dryer will dry paint and the glue and the Mod Podge and the gel medium and, watercolor paint, whatever you put on it, it will dry. So that is it. Like I said, that's a great option. And if you don't have that option, because I know a lot of us don't have the extra money to go buy a heat gun or whatever, leave it dry overnight. It's like I said, do these kind of things as well as when you do clay, because I'm getting so many beautiful and wonderful and supportive emails over my clay and clay videos and showing people how to do things, and just people have been absolutely wonderful. You're all such a blessing. And I always say, don't, if you work on a bunch of things, say you take the day, you do your clay items. You sit and you play for the day and you do things that all need baked. Get your baking pan or whatever you bake on and bake everything at once, like at the end of the week, if you're doing a project or different projects or different things. So then everything's baked and then you can take it rather than going and doing one piece at a time, if you don't have a one of those little ovens that you plug in. I can't think of what they're called. You put the toast in or whatever has, oh my gosh, what are they called? Brain fog that everybody uses. You know what I mean? So you can bake it all at once, and then like the following week or the following day, then you can work on and have all your pieces. I keep them in a big cigar box or some sort of box I have that I keep all my baked pieces in. So then when I go to make earrings or I go to make whatever I have, all my pieces are in there. I'm done blabbing. This is our first layer. This is our ink blot papers that we made in the prior video that I stole from Annie. And her link is in the video that I made this in for her YouTube, and where you can see what she did. And she did something completely different than I did with her final papers. And actually her papers themselves are different than mine. She did some really, really cool things. So check it out. And then she did these drawing things. I mean, they look so cool. She has much more patience than I do. So when I was watching her video, I had one of those aha Oprah moments. And I thought, wow, wouldn't that be cool to start my background with? When you're afraid of a white canvas, which sometimes people do get overwhelmed, this is a great way to do it. Play with your paint colors. If you don't have a canvas, which this is a canvas, I buy them in bulk. I have tons of them because I'm constantly thinking of ideas. Use a piece of watercolor paper. Go to the dollar store and buy poster board. My dollar store sells them 3 for $1. Bring them home and cut them. Okay, you can get like 3 different pieces out of a piece of poster board, or 2 if you want it bigger, and do this on it, because the paper is also going to add another layer of strength to that, and it can be framed. So you can cut it down to a size of a frame, 8 by 11, whatever. So you can use poster board. You can use foam core, the foam board. You can use that. You can use canvases. You can use mixed media paper, watercolor paper. I mean, the list goes on. Cardboard. I save cardboard from cereal boxes. And I have a box back there that I bought a big craft cart in. It's on wheels. So I can put a lot of my stuff in there, my drawing stuff, and Copic markers and all those kind of things. And it's on wheels and it has a handle and it's humongous. And I'm putting my stuff in there so I can go up, I can bring it upstairs with me. And while I'm sitting upstairs, I can draw and do whatever I want rather than being like confined, to one area. So think about what you can do. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening to me blah, blah, blah on. This is our first layer. I hope you guys try this. Do it in your art journal. Do it anywhere you can. And it's so simplistic and easy. And I'll be back with the next layer after this dries. And this is going to be for our little blonde-haired girl that I can't quite decide whether I'm going to keep her blonde or not. And also, I wanted to tell you, because I thought about this in the middle of the night because I couldn't sleep. I was talking about this yesterday when I was using this. Obviously, I use this for this, and it's from Plaid. But you know where I got this at? I didn't get this where they make their, where they put their stuff to make like your t-shirts, like your puffy paint, all that kind of stuff. I got this in the stamp area where they sell like your stencils and everything. And it has like this plastic little hangy thing on it. And it was like 99 cents. And they have tons of these big stamps because I have a lot of them. I have leaves and all kinds of things. And they're very, very cheap. Not cheaply made. They're very inexpensive to buy. And they're great because you can use these for so many different things. And I have quite a few of these. I pick these up every time I go, especially when I hit different stores because they sometimes have different things. Also, very quickly, dollar store had like 2 or 3 different ones of these at the dollar store. And it's a rolly thing. And this has like flowers on it. And I was playing with it yesterday. And I don't care that it doesn't completely cover. Like you can see, like it's hard to ink up. I'd have to ink up with the pad or paint. But I don't care because it gives it such a great texture. And some of the flowers come out and some look shaded. I mean, this is $1 at the dollar store. So, and it comes with this cool little handle. And they had like 4 or 5. So don't forget to look at your dollar store for fun things to add texture and to play with. And that's all I have today. I could go on for hours to tell you different things to use. But for now, I think I'll end. And remember, please be kind to everyone because you never know what battle they are fighting. Try not to judge anybody. And I hope that you try this. And of course, leave me questions like you all do. I love it, love it, love it. And have a great day. Bye, guys.